Now we have 28 chains. What we're going to do is we're just going to join them in a circle. So just grab one end, pull it over, and then we're just going to slip stitch to join. Like so. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to start getting all the chains on the hook, so then we can start to do the knit stitch. Very similar to Tunisian crochet, if you've ever done that before. Just go in there, put it on the hook, and don't do anything else. Once you've got a few on your hook, you just want to slide them off the end. There we go. And they're all safe on there. And that's effectively your second knitting needle. Okay, let me just continue. And so for the row 1, we're gonna knit 1. So make sure your yarn is at the back. Hook goes from left to right. Pick up the yarn, pull through. Then we're gonna purl. So yarn comes to the front. Hook goes from left to right. I like to lift it up a little bit, put the hook in, push through. Yarn goes over the front and pull it up. You see how you get that little bump? You see that? The little bump. I'm going to focus. Okay. And then we're going to knit 4. This is the cable we're doing right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to purl this one. So yarn to the front, go from left to right, yarn under, pull through, and then we just knit all the way around till we get back to here. If you find like now I've got a lot of stitches on my hook and it's starting to make it a little bit difficult, so what I'm going to do is check that the cord is through the loop and just slide them off. Okay, and then so we don't have a double up of the cord inside, I'm just going to pull that out. So you can see this is where we are. This is the working yarn here, so we can just pull this up and out. There we go. You can see we're starting to get those little V's. Okay, and carry on. Okay, so now we're on to row 5. What you want to do is knit that first stitch and pull the yarn to the front and purl 1. Then what we're going to do is we're going to skip these 2 stitches and knit the next 2. Then we're going to go back and knit the 2 stitches that we skipped. This is what's going to create that crossover in the cables. Sometimes you might have to just give it a tug to get it through. It can be quite tight. And then we're going to purl the next one. And then carry on with knitting. I like to pull this out here just so I know that the cable is safe. It can sometimes be a little tight as well to get it off where you've crossed the stitches. But that's the first part of the cable complete, so you can see the crossover right there. Then just knit the rest of the way around. Okay, so we've finished that 5th row. Now what you want to do is just continue the pattern. So we're going to knit 1, purl 1, and then knit those 4 stitches that we had crossed. Just be sure that you're knitting them in order. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then purl that one. And then same thing as before, knit for the rest of that row. Take that off just to make sure it's safe. Have a look at it, make sure you've done it correctly. And then so we're now up to row number 12. So I've been leaving about 4 stitches for my thumb, but depending on your thumb size you might want to leave more or less. A good way to just test that is to just try it on. So this one is going to be for this hand. So what I'm going to do is pop it on, put your cable sort of where you want it to go, and right, so I'm happy with it about there. So then I would say my thumb hole should probably start about this stitch. So I'm just gonna pop a knit marker in there. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pop one in there. So those are the 4 stitches that I'm going to cast off. That will create the nice hole for my thumb. Obviously if you have larger hands, do more. If you have smaller hands, do less. I wouldn't recommend doing less than 3 though, to be honest, just to allow you a little bit of flexibility. So as you can see there, my thumb covers 2 stitches and I'm leaving 1 stitch either side for ease, so I'd recommend you do that. Okay, let's go ahead and get cracking with that. Okay, So I've hit the stitch marker there, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get all the active stitches off my hook, so I don't have to worry about dropping any of those. Okay, so I can take the stitch marker out now. I'm going to take this one out as well. Okay, so how we cast off is very similar to knitting if you've done knitting before. So what we do is we just go into the stitch as normal from right to left, yarn over, pull one onto the hook, then we do the next one, same as normal, yarn over, but then we actually slip stitch it. Can you see? So then that's one cast off. So we need to do 4. So same again, through this stitch right here, yarn over, pull through 1, 2 cast off, through the stitch, yarn over, pull through 1, that's 3 cast off, and then next stitch, oh, I've got a few overlapped here, next stitch. So again in here, this is actually a live stitch that we're going to keep on, but we need to sew it so we can cast off this one, which is the one that we do want to cast off. So into that one, yarn over, pull through, and then we cast off the final 4th stitch. Can you see we have 4 stitches there? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you're looking for. And that's them all cast off, and that is the hole that your thumb will go through. Okay, that's pretty much led me to the end of the 12th row. So what we're going to do is we're just going to continue the pattern all the way around until we get to these cast off stitches, and then I'll show you what to do. So I'll see you then. Okay, we are back. So these are our 4 stitches that we cast off. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to knit this one here, this last one I have left on the cord, and then what I'm going to do is I'm simply just going to chain 6. Again, chain 2 extra stitches for however many you cast off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you just simply go back to knitting as normal. Okay, and here we are again. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this cord out, just so it's not in the way, and then we are just going to knit across the chains as if we were starting, like right what we did right at the very beginning. So I'm just going to insert my hook into here, yarn over, pull it up, insert into here, yarn over, pull it up, and so on all the way across the new chain. You're going to include this one where it looks like it's just going through there. That was the final chain. And then we're back to stitches. Okay, so if I just pull that out there. slide these off. There we go. So if I were to put this on, got a nice little thumb hole there, if I can get it on. There we go. It's starting to take shape now. Okay. So what we want to do is we just want to continue doing all of those rows, but as we did some increases to get the extra space for the thumb, we need to decrease those. But also, if you look at the anatomy of your hand, it does start to narrow at this bit here. So we're going to decrease 1 stitch here until you get to your wrist, depending on how long your hand is. So just keep trying it on every couple of rows and see until you get to the wrist, and then I'll show you how to do the ribbing. Okay, so I'm just going to very quickly show you how to decrease. So normally you would just take 1 stitch, yarn over and pull it over. What we're going to do instead is take 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and that's it. It's like the easiest thing in the world. So I'll just show you that again. So instead of just taking 1, take both, yarn over and then pull through both, and that turns 2 stitches into 1 stitch. Okay, so we've now done all of our decreases, and then I've done 3 rows of normal. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get onto the ribbing. So how we do that is we basically do 1 knit, 1 purl, 1 knit, 1 purl, similar to how you would do it in knitting. So I'll show you how to do that. So knit 1, then we're going to purl 1. This is where we would be purling anyway, for where the cables are. And then we're going to knit the next one. And then purl the next one. What you could do is you could switch to a smaller hook if you had one, and that would give it a bit more of a tighter look around the wrist area. So I did 9 rows of knit 1, purl 1, and this is what you'll get. So it's a nice sort of ribbing effect there. You can see. So if you'd done it with a smaller hook, it would have brought it in a little bit, which might look nicer, which I might do on my next one. And then all you do is just cast off, and I have a video on my channel showing how to do that. So there we go, all done. Enjoy. Thanks for watching.